Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on bettor. Another beautiful Saturday morning. We're back with our predictions as usual, and we look at football matches going on across the globe, and we make verdicts on each of the matches, using the results that they have in recent times, and exactly that's what we're going to do in a short while. Okay, and we've been doing well in recent times, even though we didn't meet up with what we expected, in the past few days, but today we are hopeful we're going to have a very good outing. All right, and also know that we have our games on the VIP, and some of the matches that we predict we put out on the VIP out there. You can always find the link in the description of this very video, as well as anywhere you see join channel membership around this very video. Okay, all right, VIP special. That's the one I'm talking about. And okay, we head to the business of today, and we have our first game for today. It is in the England Premier League. We have Brentford and Liverpool, and we'll look at how the sides fared in recent times. You could see, two wins and two draws for Brentford, as well as, two losses. For Liverpool, on the other hand, also we'll see two wins for Liverpool, as well as four losses in the last six games that they had so far. All right, when you look at how these two sides have performed from home and away perspective, you could see that for the home side, in the last 10 home matches they have so far, Brentford have been able to win four matches out of the last 10 home games. They had four draws and two losses. And for the away side, Liverpool, it is five wins and a draw. And also, they've had one loss. They've had four losses, rather, in the last 10 away matches. Okay. All right. We haven't seen Liverpool form in the last game where they played out a huge result against Frankfurt on that very occasion. So we are going to expect Liverpool to continue, building on that against Brentford in this very one. We expect to see their way side Liverpool, despite the big odd, we expect them to win out shortly in this very game. A we win, that's all ready for that very encounter. All right, the next game is in French League One. We'll have Monaco who will be facing Toulouse, and we know from recent games of Monaco, it is one win and four draws. They lost one in the last six games. Toulouse, on the other hand, have had two wins and a draw. They've also lost 30 matches in the last six games. Okay, and when you look at the performances from home and away perspective, you can say for the home side, Monaco 5 wins for them. You know, and they also had four draws as well as one loss in the last 10 home matches. And for Toulouse, on the other hand, we see 3 wins and one draw, and they've lost six matches out of the last 10 away matches that they had in the last 10 away games. And also, when you look closely at the result, you see Monaco's matches always have to do with the loss of goals, and you can see 7 times out of 10 they've actually been able to have that scoreline that had that above 3 goals. Okay, and the way side of Toulouse have had over 2.5 on 6 occasions out of the last 10 away matches. Okay, and we'll put all those data together. Are going to expect to see a lot of goals in this very one, and we're going to expect to see a minimum of 3 goals to occur in this very encounter. So an over 2.5, that's already for that very game. Over two, that's what we expect. All right, the next game we'll have is in the Russia Premier League. We'll have CSK Moscow will be coming up against Krylya Sovetov. And CSK Moscow, out of the last six matches, have been able to win 4 games and a draw. They've had one loss out of the last 6 games. But away side, Sovetov have got 2 draws and 4 losses out of the last 6 games. Not the best side, in the last recent games that they had. And from home and away perspective, you could see that CSK Moscow, the last 10 home matches that they had, produced 8 wins for them, as well as 2 draws. They've not lost a single match out of the last 10 home appearances for CSK Moscow. It's a very, very strong side, as we know them in the Russian league. And when you look at the away side, in the last 10 away games they had so far, Sovetov have had just 2 wins and 4 draws. They've lost 4 matches as well in the last, 10 away matches that they had so far. Okay, when you look at how these two sides fared on head-to-head basis, you can see that CSK Moscow have actually quite dominated the meetings between the two sides. The last 10 meetings between the two sides saw CSK Moscow winning on 7 occasions out of 10, and the other 3 has been a draw. There's not been a time we will see, Sovetov have the better of CSK Moscow in the last 10 meetings between the two sides. So it has always been CSK Moscow who have always won against this very side, and hence we're going with the home side, CSK Moscow. to win out shortly in this very encounter. So it is a home win. That's our verdict for that very encounter. All right, lastly, we have a game in the German Bundesliga. We have Hamburg, who will be up against Wolfsburg. And we'll look at the stats for these two sides. You can see for the home side, Hamburg SV, it is 2 wins and a draw, as well as 3 losses in the last 6 games. And Wolfsburg, on the other hand, have had 2 draws, but they've lost 4 games out of the last 6 matches. And from home and away perspective, you can see that, Hamburg have actually done right, from home and away perspective, you could say Hamburg, in the last 10 home matches, win 5 games out of the last 10 matches they played from home, and they also had 2 draws, as well as 3 losses. And for their away side, Wolfsburg, they won 3 games and a draw in the last 10 away matches. They also had 6 losses, not the very best side, in playing from away. All right, also, what I've mentioned is the fact that for the home side, Hamburg, and the last 10 home matches for them have actually produced. Last 10 home matches for Hamburg have produced, matches with lots of goals and over 2.5 on 8 occasions out of 10. And for Hamburg, we could say over 2.5 6 times out of 10 in the last 10 away matches for Wolfsburg. So, and the last times both teams met was actually, Wolfsburg, who won by 4-1, and prior to that, we saw Hamburg beating this very side by 3-1. So that's to tell you that recent meetings between the two sides have always produced goals, and goals. So in this very one, we are definitely going to expect to see lots of goals. So call here, and hence we are making our verdict, and it is a minimum of 3 goals to call in this very encounter, and over 2.5. That's our verdict for that very game. And that will conclude it for us today on BetCraft. Remember, the other games we have for you today will be on our VIP special. Do endeavor to join that membership. For a little token, you can always, access it through the link in the description of this very video, or anywhere you see join channel membership around this very video. All right. With that said, um, also remember to play responsibly. These are football matches. Sometimes may not always, result to what was expected, because other factors might come in and actually affect the game. And all right, tomorrow is definitely another day. We'll be back on Sunday to make our predictions in the Sunday morning. So do not miss out. But until that time, keep winning.